back into the channel. In today's video, we're going to be actually covering a Fallout 4 video. This has become more pertinent, especially considering the latest Fallout TV series, which provided for a resurgence into Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 and just the Fallout franchise in general. And this video in particular is going to be covering the trophy Benevolent Leader, as you can see here, which is reach maximum happiness in a large settlement. This is detailed all over the place within YouTube and the internet, but nobody has an actual good definitive answer on how to do this. And I've been able to compile all of the information that's out there in order to give you guys the best answer and the definitive answer on how to do this quickly. So I'm on the verge of getting this trophy. As you guys can see here, if I move my face, my happiness is at 99 and it's going up to 100. So we will be at that mark shortly and we'll be able to pop the trophy. There are some things that you guys need to do, and this is the exact way to accomplish this quick and easy and everything that you need to do. So many of the other videos that are out there are just trash and they don't cover what you need to do. So let's start off by covering the information that I found on Reddit from a couple of different users on what exactly you need. The first thing that you need is to basically go to the Red Rocket settlement here. If we take a look at our map, it is going to be in the top left-hand corner, very close to Sanctuary, very close to where you start the game. This is going to be your best bet. This is a relatively small area, and so it's very easy to fill it up enough to make it count as a large settlement. And the large settlement part of the trophy does not refer to the number of people in the settlement. It refers to the size of the stuff within the settlement. So because you can see in the top right hand corner, my size bar is yellow, and I've basically taken up everything you can possibly do within this settlement, I'm considered a large settlement. I only have 6 people here. You can accomplish this trophy with 6 people. You do not need the full 20 people that a lot of people on the internet think you need to have. What you're going to want to do is build a couple of things. Number one, you're going to want to build these mutt fruit plants. These produce 1 food each. All the other plants in the game produce half. And so you can have one person working all 6 of these mutt fruit plants, and they're going to produce 6 fruit off of that. You're going to be much more inefficient if you're using other plants, and that's going to detract from your capability of producing happiness. This is 100% dependent on your ability to produce happiness, which is going to come from your shops that you put in your settlement. Again, you want to have one person working the mutt fruit plants. You want to have 5 people working shops, and we'll detail that in a moment. What I suggest you do, no matter how you start off with the Red Rocket settlement, come in here and clear it out. I had a settlement built up on an old save. I came in and completely cleared it out, and now we're operational, and I was able to rebuild it from scratch. Started with the mud fruit plants. You're going to want to build 7 water pumps. Now I think you can get away with less than this, but this produces 3 water each, taking me up to 21 water total for the settlement, and I've had no issues with that. So I'm just going to recommend build 7 of them. They're cheap, it's super easy, super quick. You're then going to want to build your defenses. Now you can just simply use machine gun turrets. I went a little bit overboard. I built up a platform, I built up some power and some laser turrets. You do not have to go to that extent. I'm at 105 defense. If you want to match that, go ahead. It's super easy to match 105 defense. You guys just need to achieve somewhere around the 50 to 60 mark. I'd recommend, just as a baseline, 10 defense per person at the settlement. So we're aiming for 6 people. 60 defense should be your aiming point. So I went over 100 just to be safe, and we're good to go. You do not need to worry about power. You do not really need to worry about anything else except for beds. You want your beds to be inside under a roof. The best way to make sure or ensure that they are under a roof is coming inside of the garage, inside of the rooms that are already established within this facility, and building 7 beds, not 6 beds, 7 beds. You're going to need 7 beds so that you can sleep while the other settlers are asleep. In addition to clearing out the settlement, I also sent all of my settlers settlers away from the settlement and then went over to my opposite settlements and sent 6 settlers over here to Red Rocket. That's going to set you up with 6 settlers, and to be honest with you, it was at like 70 something happiness, and then once I sent 6 new people over here, it started off at like 84. It can be a super quick process, believe it or not. Despite what all of the guides are going to say online, it is not as much of a waiting game as you would think. What you're then going to want to do with those 6 settlers that you've sent to your settlement is put in 6 surgery centers. This is the top tier shop for the medical branch. So if you go to stores, you're going to be able to search all the way over on clinic and then go all the way over to your surgery center. You can also utilize this one. I just utilize this so that I could be even more safe and put these underneath of a roof and floor prefab. This is under the metal categories. You'll just easily find the prefabs. These ones fit better underneath of here. And I just figured if I have people stationed at these, if they're under a roof, that's under a roof requirement for the beds, maybe that'll have a positive impact on their happiness. That did seem to have a positive impact. The other thing you can do is add paintings on all of the walls, that, you know, just basically everywhere within the settlement. I put a bunch of paintings in there as well. That seems, in a lot of people's cases, to add happiness and expedite this process. And then the final thing you need to place in the settlement is just random stuff to get your size up to that yellow bar and pretty much max it out. What I did was I just built a bunch of wooden crates until I was out of wood. Super easy, they don't require a whole lot. And then I built some chairs, and then I built some toilets. One thing that I'm going to say is you do not want to hit the maximum, or rather, if you hit the maximum, then delete a few things. I hit the maximum on toilets, and I deleted like 10 or so toilets just so that you can see there's a tiny sliver up there that is not filled on the size bar of the settlement, because I was noticing that the strategy was not working. My happiness was just staying stagnant. It was not going up even though it said it should have been when I was at the cap on the settlement size. So being just under seems to help alleviate that issue and allow things to continue to progress. Now you've got the complete setup. What do you want to do? All you need to do is go in and sleep for 48 hours. So what I did, what my preference was going to one bed, and what seemed to expedite it was sleeping for the full 24 hours in one bed, and then going over to a secondary bed within this setup and sleeping on that bed for 24 hours. There's one other strategy here that is important though. It is best for you to start this sleeping process in the middle of the day. Those clinics produce happiness. In my experience, the happiness goes up quicker if the people are actually working at those clinics. So if you're sleeping here through the middle of the night and your people are not standing at those clinics, you might have trouble with that happiness meter going up. That's extremely important. So in my personal experience, it's best to start this in the 10 a.m. to, 4 or 5 p.m. time frame, so that you're sleeping 24 hours and always coming out of this in the light, daytime portion where you're actually getting that production of happiness because the people are standing at those clinics. Now, as soon as you are done with the full 48 hours of sleep, you're going to want to go outside and wait in order for the happiness to tick up. You can go into your build mode and it shows you your happiness, and you'll be able to see it tick up over time. As soon as it increases, you're going to want to go and sleep again. You don't want to just keep waiting. And this is, I think, where people get caught up and think that it is super time consuming. As soon as you're done sleeping, your happiness is going to tick up within the first 2 to 4 minutes of you coming out of that sleep cycle. And so you only have to wait 2 to 4, maybe 5 minutes for that happiness to tick up. Once that happens, it's not going to happen again unless you stand around for a very long time. So as soon as that 2 to 4 minutes is up and it ticks up to the next level, go sleep again. Go through the whole process again. Don't be wasting time waiting to sleep because you think it's going to tick up multiple times. No, it's going to tick up once, and then you go again and do the whole process again. Now, if you're in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, it'll tick up 3 to 4 happiness points at once. Once you hit 95 happiness, it's going to tick up 1 point at a time. And so you're going to have to come out here once you hit 95 each time to just go up 1 point and finish off this trophy. And there you have it. The Benevolent Leader trophy is earned. We ticked up to 100 happiness. That didn't even take 2 minutes. I mean, that was like 60 to 70 seconds after that sleep that I just showed you guys. And we were able to pop up to 100 happiness. So this is a 100% definitive way in order to get this trophy. Do not follow any of those other YouTube guides. Don't go looking around for other information. Do exactly what I told you, and you guys will get this trophy super easily, super quick. You do not have to spend a whole lot of time. It's literally maybe an hour to 2 hours worth of your time, maybe 3 hours, depending on where your happiness level starts. If you have any questions on this, leave them down in the comments section below. I know I don't typically do a whole lot of Fallout or these types of videos, but this is one where, you know, I came back to the game because I never platinumed it before, and I regretted doing so. I'm trying to platinum it now, and there was still, you know, what is it, 8-9 years later, no good guides on how to actually achieve this out there anywhere. And so let this be the best guide that is out there and available to you guys. Hopefully this was helpful to you in some way. If it was, leave a like down below, comment, and subscribe. As always, I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you have a good one.